We're not allowed to own Bitcoin. The Federal Reserve Act says what we can own, and we're not looking for a law change.
Did the Federal Reserve just declare war on Bitcoin? Markets are reeling after a massive sell-off yesterday, folks. Make sure to smash the like, hit the notification bell on the channel as Jerome Powell, yes, he cut federal interest rates by 25 base points yesterday, but also signaled a nefarious outlook for the Federal Reserve in this battle against freedom in Bitcoin. Let's get it. Yesterday's price action brought chaos to the markets. We had a snap sell-off on Bitcoin, down near 5.5%. And honestly, this is just the beginning of the chaotic price action we're in for. Get ready for $20,000 per day price swings on Bitcoin as the bull market heats up. But what happened? Why did this sell-off occur? Let's take a look. This man decided to use his long schlong and destroy our upward momentum. Jay Powell himself with his wonderful look, featured here on this fantastic website. And this is what he had to say.
Assets that have been buoyant. Do you see any value or benefit in the U.S. government building a reserve of Bitcoin?
We're not allowed to own Bitcoin. The Federal Reserve Act says what we can own, and we're not looking for a law change. That's the kind of thing for Congress to consider, but we are not looking for a law change at the Fed.
We cannot own Bitcoin, and we're not looking for any law changes happening. They have to happen from Congress. He's highlighting the difficult path we have in fighting back against one of the most unconstitutional, if not the most unconstitutional organization within the United States, which is the supposed private Federal Reserve. So let's get into it. How are we going to win this war, and what's in store for us in 2025? There is a key reason why we see this pushback from not only the Federal Reserve, but also the current Treasury of the United States, Janet Yellen.
The Federal Reserve simply does not have authority to supervise or regulate Bitcoin in any way, because there is no central issuer or network operator to regulate.
She says it plain as day. There is no way that we can control Bitcoin. There is no way that we're open to this asset as part of our basket. They want total control. The Treasury wants total control of Bitcoin before they consider it as an option within the basket of backing of the United States dollar. But big changes are on the way, folks, and this is where the fun begins. We've talked at length about the Bitcoin Act of 2025 presented to us by Cynthia Loomis out of Wyoming. But what does it really mean? Can they put forward a Bitcoin Act with comments like what Jerome Powell said hitting mainstream media? The Fed cannot own Bitcoin currently. This is a highlight from Brian Jacatot. What a name, by the way. Fantastic. Before you all go crazy about Powell saying we can't own any Bitcoin, the Federal Reserve would not custody any Bitcoin held by the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve proposed by Cynthia Loomis. It would be the Treasury Department, folks. The bill proposes a decentralized network of secure Bitcoin vaults operated by the U.S. Treasury Department. Loomis has explained it would set a framework for the U.S. government to acquire as much as 200,000 Bitcoin annually. Each year, the U.S. government would be planning to buy 200,000 Bitcoin for 5 years. That's quite a bit of buying pressure and a very specific note to keep in mind. And the push for the Bitcoin Act seems to be getting even more aggressive, as we saw this information break yesterday as well. This is from Dan Gambardello, talking about the Bitcoin Policy Institute drafting an executive order to establish the strategic reserve for Bitcoin under the U.S. Treasury Exchange for the Stabilization Fund. If enacted, this would cement the U.S. as a leader for digital assets, driving capital inflow, technological adoption, and reinforcing Bitcoin's role as digital gold. We're talking about an executive order here, folks, from the incumbent president, the orange one himself. This is the miracle market move that we need to see, and honestly, I'm buying every dip that I can get. The goal behind this Bitcoin Reserve Act is to accumulate within the U.S. government 1 million Bitcoin. They'd accomplish this over the highlighted 5 years, and they will have to hold the reserve for a minimum of 20 years. The buying pressure for Bitcoin is about to go parabolic, and honestly, there is no way that anyone can understand how high Bitcoin can go as nation-state FOMO kicks in. America sets the stage. Then you will see Russia, China, the rest of the world will FOMO in behind America because it is still the world reserve currency and the leading economic behemoth of the world. And we see the aggressive pushback from Jerome Powell talking about, guess what, guys? Congress needs to make those laws to enact any such holding of Bitcoin from the Federal Reserve. Not only do we not need the Federal Reserve to hold the Bitcoin under the Bitcoin Act, but the literal design of the Federal Reserve is now falling under question. And we have Ron Paul discussing what might need to happen to fix America's financial system.
We wanted a specific today, Chris, to talk about the Federal Reserve. We've talked about that because our argument has been, if you're worried about deficits, just rein in the Fed. Who would buy the debt? And what's going on with the states, I think, is fantastic. Where the states, the constitutions of the states can't use anything else other than gold and silver as money to dealing with the unit of account. And I think that's where eventually the solution has to come.
Ron Paul has got it right. There's a lot of work to be done if we actually did want to rein in the Federal Reserve, but there is a massive cut to federal spending coming in the form of the Department of Government Efficiency led by Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. What an incredible time to be alive. The world's leading meme coin is also named Doge. But in 2025, we're going to see the Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge. And this massive cut to the government is coming January 20th on Trump's inauguration. And Elon Musk is going to let that sink in, folks. So get ready. Make sure your bags are packed and watch the markets very closely. Pay attention to the Blockchain Basement. We come to you every single day with the biggest news across the world and everything relating to cryptocurrency. I hope you all are setting up for a fantastic holiday season with your families. And if you have the mind's eye to get your friends and family in the know on Bitcoin, make sure to start them off with understanding cold storage. We have a limited time offer for a 20% off deal on our partner card, Arculus. This is the world's easiest cold storage wallet to use, and you can simply tap your phone to a card, use 3-factor authentication, and get access to your crypto. So make sure to take advantage of code BASE20 and get yourself an Arculus card for each one of your family members and get them in the know on crypto because we are here to stay. And with that being said, I love and appreciate you all. Share this stream out with your friends and get them in the know on what's coming. And I'll see you at the top.